On this episode of Lapeef, Let's Talk.
Pray for good character on your way up to the top, because money doesn't make you a better person. It just makes you more of what you already are. So the fact that you have options, the fact that you are now available and more, let's just say drugs, for example, like the fact that you have an unlimited resources makes, you prone to be able to have more drugs if you're a drug addict. You know what I'm saying? If you're a gambling addict, then your debts are just going to be higher. It's the same thing with women. And so I tell people, a lot of times people don't cheat because they don't have options. They don't really have the ability to be able to pick and grab whatever it is that they want. But when you have everybody knocking at your door, or people seeing you as an opportunity, or women wanting to line themselves with you because you had a certain status, yo, I'm telling you, like it's a whole nother ball game when it's at your door and you don't even have to hunt for it. And so that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not just whether or not you're a cheater or not. It's you don't even know who you are until you get to certain levels and certain things are presented in front of you.
Guys are just tuning in. Welcome to Lapeef, Let's Talk. Moving on to our final topic, which is, does a person's career enhance their cheating? Does a person's career enhance their cheating? It all depends. If you've been getting action, it's no biggie. But they might cheat because the quality got better. If you've been focusing on self-improvement, you've been in the gym, looking good, and you got that VP position, they coming for you. They're coming for your head. I believe depending on how successful you are in your career, you get more options and opportunities to cheat without looking to do it. Now, whether that happens, that all depends on the individual. But to one, I'm going to come to you. Does a person's career enhance their cheating?
I saw this question. I'm like, what do it enhance their cheating? I mean, do it expose you to more opportunities to cheat? Possibly, right? Because if you're an accomplished man and you can travel from state to state, there's opportunity there where it's like, I'm busy, etc. So I think that it could, make it easier to cheat if you have the resources, and does it, change someone's character sometimes? But I think that fundamentally, whoever you are, if you're a cheater, if that's what you want to do, you're going to cheat even when you poor, even when y'all on public aid, they cheat. I mean, and I think the men who make $10 million, like, there is no difference to me. I think men cheat. I think that you may cheat more if you have more money, because like now I got more women that I could cheat with, and more access, and more, opportunities. I could fly out of state and my wife don't know what I'm doing out there. I'm out there for weeks. What can she say? Right. So yes, there is more opportunity for those people. But like, I know women who are, almost poor, and they men, have cheated several times. And like, they found out. I know middle class women who have been through cheating. I know, men who've been through cheating. Like, so I don't know if it's really just that. I just think it increases your chances, and like, it gives you more opportunity. That's my only answer to that. I really don't, I don't know if you saying like, oh, because they become a millionaire now they're gonna cheat, even if they were a good guy when they were a middle class person. I don't believe that, if that's what you're saying. So no. Yeah.
Anton, does a person's career enhance their cheating?
I wouldn't say their career. I will say the level that you're at, it gives you more options. But I will say that messy is messy no matter what. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that I have the ability, like you can look at it a couple different ways. So for example, getting to a certain level or a certain status, it makes it, I found that it seems as though women are they're more apt to try to approach you when you get to a certain type of level, which I feel like is more of a risk for you to cheat because you got a lot more to lose. Number one, you got a lot more to lose financially. Secondly, I'm gonna just tell y'all, get these non-disclosure agreements and these consent agreements together, because it's just not even worth having a conversation, especially with everything that's going on today with this whole, Me Too movement, and you can just believe people no matter what they say.
Non-disclosures, man.
Listen, man, they saying to believe them no matter what they say and all of that. So, me personally, I'm not even going in the same room with a woman that I don't know, unless I'm bringing somebody with me as a witness, or along with that, to ensure that I'm protected. So I think that the fact that you are at a higher level and at a higher status, it makes it more difficult for you to be able to move a certain type of way. You can use Kevin Hart as an example. No matter where he go, no matter what he does, it's always a microscope on him. So when you're looking at it from that perspective, I think that it makes it a lot more difficult once you get to a certain level. You do have more options, but there's more pitfalls along with that, just to add context to the conversation. When you're talking about people that ain't got nothing to lose, or they just regular Joes or anything like that, then I think that that's very easy. I think that people are messy and they're unable to, be able to communicate effectively, so that they don't even have to have these conversations. But I think that the higher you go, the more difficult it is to cheat, versus the opposite way around, which I think that other people think that more status gives you more options. But I don't think that that's true.
Courtney, does a person's career enhance their cheating?
After hearing Anton's opinion, I'm a little torn. But I was going to say originally that I don't think it enhances your cheating. I think that it makes it okay, because, I feel like women who date, NBA players or people who have entertainment lifestyles kind of are prone to understand that he may have multiple women, and you go into that situation, being okay with that. That's why I say, what do you define cheating as, though? Like, are you saying I'm actually physically cheating on her, or I'm having multiple women? Like, and it's like a thing, JR. Like, I think I was a little torn on the question to begin with.
Okay. You need some clarification on the question?
Yes, please.
Okay, so the question is, does a person's career enhance their cheating? So as a person, you got different people that's in different careers. And let's just say hypothetically that somebody gets a big position, or they're elevating at their job or in their career. Does that enhance their cheating? Are they more likely to cheat? Will they cheat then? Does it make it better? Does it make them better cheaters? Just anything in that lane. Does a person's career enhance their cheating?
No. Once a cheater, always a cheater, I feel like. Because, like Tawana said, you can be poor and you still be cheating on somebody. So
that's not true.
I don't agree with that
No,
either.
because you'll be surprised.
What's not true? That they poor
people. I always tell people,
once a cheater, not a cheater. That's
I
not
always
true.
tell people to pray for pray for good character on your way up to the top, because money doesn't make you a better person. It just makes you more of what you already are. So the fact that you have options, the fact that you are now available and more, let's just say drugs, for example, like the fact that you have an unlimited resources makes, you prone to be able to have more drugs if you're a drug addict. You know what I'm saying? If you're a gambling addict, then your debts are just going to be higher. It's the same thing with women. And so I tell people, a lot of times people don't cheat because they don't have options. They don't really have the ability to be able to pick and grab whatever it is that they want. But when you have everybody knocking at your door, or people seeing you as an opportunity, or women wanting to line themselves with you because you had a certain status, I'm telling you, like, it's a whole nother ball game when it's at your door and you don't even have to hunt for it. And so that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not just whether or not you're a cheater or not. It's, you don't even know who you are until you get to certain levels and certain things are presented in front of you. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes people reveal certain things about themselves, or they learn certain things about themselves once they get to a certain level. And it's not always just, well, he was a cheater before that. No, he didn't have that option. last time that he was on there. So it's a whole nother ballgame.
I think reevaluating the conversation and cheating is a lot different. Is the different things. But
It could mean different things, right? I guess to the couple, I see what you're saying, right? Are you saying that? Because I mean, like everybody has their own perception.
Yeah,
of what cheating could be. I understand what you mean by that, but I mean, just your perception of cheating.
My perception of cheating.
Whatever your perception is, do you believe
I'm more scared than
their
ever
career enhances
if I
that?
was into that to answer a certain DM the wrong way? Like
Right.
I'm just not doing it. Like it's not even a conversation.
But I feel like
we had this a long time ago.
Well, you
like
gotta
I
be
even
careful
said, I don't
too,
even
because
have
these
female friends
Right.
like that. Like I don't even rock with women on that level because I'm not even gonna put myself in a position to have to say yes or no. It just don't.
Well, I think that's what it goes back to. You mentioned earlier, Anton, about the character piece, where it's almost if you a cheater, you will cheat. The thing is, with the enhancing, we just sat up here and talked about purpose versus looks, right? And we sat up here and said, yeah, it's about purpose, right? So then we sat up in here and also talked about like whether it's the way someone looks or like their status or who they are, right? So it is about who you are. So we said it's about purpose, it's about who you are, that now as you go up these levels, these traps that you talked about back in the day, Anton, is like, hey, guess what? I'm living my purpose. It's not about how I look, but it's about who is that. The job, and I always look at things, I feel like this is like an old Chris Rock skit, but he talked about a job versus a career or rich versus wealthy. So now it becomes one of those, you're moving into this higher echelon where now it's like, guess what? It's not about how I look. It is about who I am. And I'm living my purpose because I'm pursuing my career rather than just talking to chicks. So now guess what? We just sat up here and talked about, oh, well, I don't have to hunt. They're going to come to you. So these traps, it enhances. If you're a cheater, now guess what? They're going to come find you. And that's the part where I feel like, hey, your career, whether it's through you being an entrepreneur or working for an employer, now the traps are there. It's a matter of whether you're going to fall for it or not. Because now we just sat up here and talked about it as a panel that it's about your status, not about how you look. It's about your purpose. And if you fulfilling your career, guess what? You doing all of that. And we just sat up here and said, Tawana, I'm going to use your soundbite. You said it's something about somebody that's just living their purpose that does it for you, right? So now I ain't even got to look good. Now all of a sudden that if I didn't look good, I look good now because of my status has been elevated. So I think at that point, it goes back to if you're a cheater, yeah, your career has enhanced your ability to maneuver because you're in a different network. Because we just sat up here and talked about, hey, I'm in a different circle of people. I'm not with my day ones. I'm not with, the girl I grew up with on my mom's block. Like now, I'm in a different weight class, right, Anton? We talked about weight class. So now I have the ability to maneuver differently. So I think if you are a cheater, like we said, you ain't got to have money to cheat. But if you do cheat, oh, man, this is like a kid in a candy shop now. I got everything at my fingertips. But you got to make that choice, whether you're a cheater or not. Folks want to lie and act like they not, and they really are.
Too messy.
Right.
It's too messy, bro. I'm going to be honest with you. Like even with me, the whole idea with me is that I'm so honest and transparent with my chick that everything that we talk about is a proactive conversation versus it being reactive in general. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I love beautiful women. Like, I love being surrounded by them. The whole idea of a phenomenal looking woman is just, it's the greatest thing on earth. I feel like women are some of the most greatest creatures God has ever created from a physical perspective. However, my chick know who I am. So I'll be forthcoming with my whole idea of how I look at or what I'm feeling at that specific moment. And it's something that we either got to solve for or we got to have a conversation about in order to evaluate what the best course is moving forward. However, me being transparent and forthcoming and absolutely confident in how I move prevents me from at any point being in a situation that I can't control. And so that's what I'm saying. A lot of guys, you are going to get money. You're going to elevate. You're going to move into a different space. I want you to make sure that you are moving the way that you're supposed to move, so you don't put yourself in any position to where you have to, you know what I'm saying, have to make some adjustments that's not in your best interest. You don't want to do that, bro.
Hey, but people do it all the time. And you could be a regular person or you could be a celebrity. We get here from both sides, but you can't say if you got your career popping, your network has changed at that very moment, you got to decide, what role am I going to play now? What is my new purpose? Because now I've fulfilled my career purpose. I've now elevated myself to being who is that versus just being like, oh, yeah, you somebody that look good. And as a man, we just said that we're physical creatures. We're into the physicality. You say you love being around them. So guess what? If it's grass on the field, I'm playing. So that's the part where it's like, hey, it's a kid in a candy shop, man.
It gives them more access, that's for sure. I will say that they can fly, and you can conceal it a little bit better. It's just a little bit different.
Yeah, you got a new weight class now,
weight class. But
yeah, but then at the same time, all you need is for her to say one thing or to get one type of feeling based off of how she feeling at the moment, or you pissed. I mean, I ain't got time for that, bro.
But then at times they gotta experience that. Some of them gotta touch the fire in order to get burned. Like some of them just don't.
Told you.
They gotta touch it. They gotta be like, you have to experience a woman who, pretty much drags them or makes money off of them or uses them in some type of way for them to understand that. Like you have that understanding beforehand, but men don't necessarily have that understanding.
And it becomes one of those, like, we sit up here and talk about it right now, what we're not gonna do. And Anton, you mentioned about being in the room, right? He's like, hey, I'm gonna make sure that I got a witness or I got a third party. Hey, it's gonna be a point in time where it's just you and that person in the room together.
Nope.
Just so happen. It just happens, right? And then at that
not me. They ain't gonna pull up.
I got people.
Yeah, you roll with security.
I got people around me to protect.
I'm just saying, for us regular folks, it's gonna be an opportunity where you're gonna be challenged. And all us know, where no one is perfect. We're born in the sin. We're born with free will and intellect.
But here's the thing, like, you can't even protect yourself. With that being said, like, you can't even protect yourself as a single person and you at a certain status as a guy. Like, you have to be very mindful and intentional and don't think that money alone is enough. Like, we seen what happened to Derrick Rose. Like, it's a lot of people that has been put in compromising positions and they didn't even necessarily do anything to warrant that level of, you know what I'm saying, attention.
Hey, but it happens. You sat up here and said shows back, like, people went to war over women, right? Either directly or indirectly, but it has been going on since, hell, Adam and Eve. Like, not the cheating, but just the temptation of it. So it's real.